perceive real estate is versus the reality?
I'll let you go first on this one.
So like HGTV has its own take on it. Like not everybody, like the thing about HGTV and I see, and I stopped watching it because it's completely false, is like right out the bat, you get that client's ready to buy, they're already qualified for so much, and then all their needs are super realistic, but in reality it's not really realistic. Yeah. So like the idea behind it is, the perception is people think that they're coming into this, they're gonna make a buttload of money, but then they get into it and they're just like a deer in headlights saying, what am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do next?
What was that thing that you said? It takes how many hours to be considered a professional?
So I don't know who quoted it, but it takes 10,000 hours to consider yourself professional, which is equivalent to 4 years.
I think he hit spot on. I think it's just like everyone thinks it's easy. The struggle, I mean, starting off is hard. I feel like everyone has their struggle. Everyone has a struggle story. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, my story is this, but it's hard starting off. I mean, shit. I started when I was 19 years old. I mean, nobody wanted to buy. None of my friends could afford to buy a house, much less have the vision of buying a house.
So like if anybody's like coming to you and saying, hey, I want to do this part-time, do you think that you would say, oh yeah, you know, it's a great idea to do part-time?
No. So we don't even hire part-time agents at our office. Like we cut it off like, hey, if you're not going to give it full-time, because I'm not going to give my like full-time attention to someone that's going to fucking do it part-time.
So like when the pandemic hit and they called like, hey, everybody got to go home, everybody has to like quarantine, like we were considered an essential worker at the time, right? So one of the things that we had a team meeting, all of our team members, everybody was just like super scared of this virus, and everything was kind of like going sideways, right? Well, I told my agent, I was like, hey, look, don't be fearful, you got me, I'm gonna be able to help you get through this. Like in this sense, a lot of the weak will not survive and a lot of the strong will survive. So when we were getting everything going, we had our best months ever because everybody else kind of took their foot off the pedal, and then we're over here still helping the family, still building. Like essential workers were also construction people. So guess what? All of our builders were still building houses for us, and we were putting them all under contract. It took like 2 months before everybody caught wind and be like, hey, it's safe to go outside and work. So like, as far as being a realtor during that time frame, it was scary because it was the fear of the unknown. And then too, we also had clients that didn't know what to expect. They were going to lose their job. Everybody was getting on furlough.
Whoever stood up during the pandemic and kind of like was there to advise their clients, because I know people sometimes they shy away, they ran from it, and I feel like the ones that stood up and took it on, like, you know, the ones that survived it the best. So,
you know, I think the scariest thing is that when my agents came to me, they're all brand new agents. Yeah. They're all like, you don't understand, Martin. What do you call it? People are out here dying. I was like, at the end of the day, bro, we still got to provide for our families. We still got to take care of those families that are out there. We have to be better. Like, we can be cautious, but we could also be better and provide this service.
Being that we work listings a lot, I mean, what were your sellers like? Hey, dude, is it gonna sell or not? Like,
oh yeah, so like right at the beginning, like I had like a $875,000 listing, and I called my guy and I said, hey, you know, right now everything's slowed down, and he said, let's ride the wave. He said, let's ride the wave because eventually those families that are trapped in Cali, they're gonna want to move over, and sure enough, that's the type of buyers that we ended up getting, and we're seeing that a lot of people are now moving to Texas because it's like the hot spot to be. So the pandemic was like a good and an evil because a lot of people actually either found their hustle or found out that it wasn't for them.
That's a good point. God damn, dude.
God damn, I brought the fire, baby boy.